morning, sweethearts. Another video, another Lisa talk. You know how I make my videos? You actually asked me how I make my videos, so you probably don't know. Usually how that happens, I go to bed and I try to relax and I get flooded with thoughts. And then I'm like, evolution is not becoming more of what you are. It's becoming more of your potential. And I have to pull out my notes app or my notebook. Then I obviously spend a few hours on Reels. Just a human still. This is actually one of my biggest 2025 goals. Please, let's ban not just TikTok. Let's ban everything. It's the quickest, the most easiest, the most satisfying thing in the world, and it literally fries my brain. But it gives me, the thing is, in balance, it gives me so much information. Like, I wouldn't be where I am without Reels. You know what I mean? This is crazy. I don't think it's worth it anymore, at least, you know? I got what I needed, now I can move on. Just like with everything in life, sometimes you have to move on. Anyways, it's not about this. Why are we talking about letting go? We're not breaking up. Let's calm down. Why are we so jittery? Evolution is not becoming more of who you are. It's becoming more of your potential. It can enforce an idea or an instant reaction of, do I need to become someone that I'm not to evolve, to be better? Yeah. Because English is not my first language, and obviously the word evolucja wasn't used when I was 12, I got introduced to this concept of growth and rebirth around when I was like 13, 14, you know? It was when X died and I started digging deep into like everything that he talked about. And the word evolution, transformation, death, growth, rebirth, it was a lot. It was a lot, but I dove deep. I got the knowledge. It took me a few years to resurface from the depth of sorrow that I went into, but definitely worth it. So what I realized, rebirth and evolution is something that we do not choose. We were wired to change. Although I believe humans are a special kind of a design. When you observe nature, nothing in nature really resists change. Nothing in nature resists where the wind flows. Trees, they're good with falling. They're good with breaking. They don't care. They don't have emotions. They don't have consciousness. They don't have an ego, from what I know. But humans, for some reason, I'm not telling you that it's bad or good. I'm just stating a fact. We react to change and we react to divine flow emotionally based on our past. We have thoughts, we have, these chains of reactions and actions that can be helpful in evolution and that can prevent us from growing and get us stuck in cycles. Look at people from the lowest quality of life. Even they grow. Growth isn't something that we choose. Evolution is inevitable. But this evolution is different. We never multiply just what we are. Evolution increases the rate of expansion in a direction where your attention goes at this moment. So a person who's paying attention to making money and really disciplining themselves in order to obtain a certain amount of financial wealth, their evolution is going to be in that direction. They're not becoming more of what they are because they're not there yet. They have to become more of their potential, and the potential is defined by your attention. Where you are focused right now is where your potential is. Like the kind of category of your potential is there. So a person who is in lack, the person who is in fear, a person who is addicted to something, let's say, let's call them challenged, more challenged ones. Their attention is in survival. Let's say they don't choose to get out of this and they just flow deeper and more down with each test. So their potential is spiraling downwards. So their evolution will be downwards. Still evolution, still growing somewhere. They're not becoming more of what they are. They're getting worse. There is an antonym for evolution, but I'm calling it that. Spiraling down is still some kind of growth. Okay, now that we got our boring definitions out of the way, why I thought about it even was because, I'm constantly trying to improve myself. It's always been like that for me. I've never been satisfied with just being. It's a blessing and a curse. But, we are working on becoming present and grateful for every single version of me and you. That's poetry right there. It's a work in progress. What I'm saying is I've always wanted to improve. I've always wanted to be better and the best in every room I walked into. So anything evolution is very interesting to me. We talked about this before. David Goggins said, in order to become something that you're not, You have to kill the person that you are, not literally. If you are obese, you are not a strong and powerful, resilient human being. You have to create that alter ego in your mind, embody it, act like it, and move from this space to become more of your potential. You put your attention in a trajectory where your focus needs to be. He wants to focus on strengthening his mind and getting out of the biggest rut in his life. So his attention needs to go in this direction. That's how he defines the flavor of his potential. Because the flavor of potential of that addicted, challenged person was spiraling downwards, was staying stagnant and getting worse and more distracted and more lost, more confused and more challenged, not solving problems but creating them. That was the flavor of their potential. But what you need to establish is the flavor of your potential. Putting your attention somewhere where you want your flavor of potential to be, to expand your potential, because you're not going to become more of what you already are. This is not evolution. It's staying the same and thinking that you're changing. It's just talking. And I've expressed it before. You as a creative, you as essence is so much better expressed and experienced than thought. And this concept works here because you're not becoming more of your potential while talking about it. It's very easy to get caught up in visualization and imagining and thinking and creating vision boards, telling everyone what you're gonna do. But as I said, only doing the thing is actually doing the thing. Everyone who gives discipline, productivity, creativity advice tells you to start doing the thing. Just do it. Try, experiment. Tyler said, if you want to make some, just make it. It might fail, but it will give you this one extra step towards where you want to be. Give you a template, give you a mistake, give you a lesson, give you some experience, give you some fun. Because it's extensive analysis and imagining, envisioning yourself doing something, talking things into existence, being too much in this like flowy, intuitive, creative space and not in the action-based let's try and execute is not as beneficial. It's increasing the gap between you and taking action. I don't remember who said it, but you have to erase the bar to entry. The lower, is that how does the bar to entry look? You know what I mean? You just have to get rid of it. The quicker you get to doing something is where your attention needs to be. Like your mind is so powerful, especially with all the distractions that I just mentioned in the beginning of the video. It's going to get distracted. It's going to think that it's doing the thing while imagining doing the thing. Something small will change the trajectory of your movement, your potential, and change the flavor of where you're going to be evolving a little bit. 1% is enough. Just something very, very small. Saying something kind to someone doesn't have to be starting a whole conversation, complimenting them for hours, or, becoming best friends. Just saying hi to someone on the street is good enough. It's taking action in the right direction and changing your trajectory of growth. Let's kind of ponder more on this idea of why we're not becoming more of what we are. Recently, we hear a lot that, you are good enough. You are good as you are. Stay who you are. Don't change for anyone. And, that's true. That's logical. That's good. That sounds good, right? Okay, this is not gonna hit for everyone. I think like people who evolve and people who change are different kind of mentalities. I just realized this. People who hit rock bottom evolve in a different way than people who are like, let me think of a not disrespectful example. People who are like, I want to journal more and decrease my caffeine intake. That's evolution, valid in both cases. But if you hit rock bottom, your anger, your sadness, your discipline is going to be different. And the purpose and the trajectory and the potential is going to be a different flavor than the person who just wants to sprinkle a little bit of self-improvement in their routine. Still evolution, very different. That's why you probably don't have to kill your past self, battle your ego, or create an alter ego if you want to decrease your caffeine intake. But you will have to kill who you were before if you want to completely shift the trajectory of your movement and change your, evolve in your potential, become more of your potential. Well, still, journaling more is becoming more of your potential. You want to become someone who is journaling more, and you are not that person yet. It's somewhat creating an alter ego, but it's a very, very little portion of what I'm talking about. you're never the same. Like, okay, look at nature. Let's come back to the nature example. Nothing stays the same, and nothing resists this change. Nothing is like, yo, I don't want to become a sprout from a seed. Like, there is no choice. You just become a sprout from a seed. Yes, it hurts. Yes, you have to shed the shell and, completely let go of who you were before. Like, you're no longer going to be a seed ever again. Generations after you, yeah, you can birth more seeds, but you're not going to be a seed anymore. Maybe birthing more seeds is even cooler than being a seed. So just let go of this idea of being a seed and become a sprout. Like, you don't even have a choice. You just become a sprout, but you become a good sprout or you become a bad sprout. You know what I mean? You have to nourish this sprout. You have to take in every opportunity to become greener and not just, flow with the wind and completely disrespect the opportunity that you've been given to grow into a beautiful fruit tree. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Why did I say it like that? I think I'm going around in circles. I expressed this idea well. So what do we take away from this? Yes, you are good enough. But because it's repeated so much in today's world, our minds are weakened. It's easy to interpret this as stay the same, do not change, you are good enough, and carry this version of yourself everywhere with you as you evolve. No, evolution is becoming more of what you are not, what you have never been yet. Evolution is becoming more of your potential, and you have the designing force of your potential. You choose the flavor and the trajectory of where your attention goes, and you choose the potential of where you want to be. You envision this life, and taking action is far more important than just envisioning it and talking about it, because you have to decrease the bar to entry, remove this space between you and taking action, and do little things, take small steps to reinforce this idea of being closer to your potential than staying the same in order to evolve. Wow, I like this one. This was good. I also need to decrease my caffeine intake, so I guess we're creating a new alter ego.